Sherlock Case Connection was published in 2022 by Lucky Duck Games. It was designed by Radoslav Ivantu and illustrated by Michał Szymanski and Katarzyna Kosobuchka. Lucky Duck Games provided this in exchange for an honest review. 2 to 4 players draft 2 dice proof tokens, 2 thread cards, or 1 of each from each of the 4 locations each turn. If only a single item is at a location, it cannot be visited. Once 2 locations are down to a single item, replenish all locations. Lead cards have a point value in the top right corner. Once a lead has been reconstructed, it goes face down near you. Let me explain the 2 ways to reconstruct a lead. To make a direct connection between your lead and the thread, line up the cards and place a matching token between them: blue cyber, pink forensic, or yellow witness. Cards can never be rotated. Some lead card sets require 2 types of proof, meaning you'll need an indirect connection through other threads. I have a direct cyber connection here, but need an indirect forensic connection here. After reconstructing a lead, place your lead card face down nearby, keep any combination of 2 proof tokens and thread cards, and return the rest face down to their piles. Draw 2 new lead cards, choose one, and return the other to the bottom of its deck. Some thread cards have a bonus in the bottom right corner. For direct connections only, gain a universal proof token that acts as a wild token, earn a bonus point token for reconstructing the lead, or draw an extra lead card to choose from. I just said that you'll get to choose 2 tokens or cards to keep. You'll probably want to keep those wild tokens. Once a player reaches 9 points, everyone else gets a final turn. Ties are broken by the single most valuable lead card. If still tied, the player with the most leads wins. To break it down, draft tokens and or cards to create connections between your leads and cards. That's Sherlock Case Connection. Our games of Sherlock Case Connection have averaged 45 minutes including setup and takedown. This can vary quite a bit depending on luck and individual players. We once finished a game in 20 minutes. More players means more downtime, especially with players new to the game. Cards and tokens refresh more often too. Depending on your point of view, this could be good or bad. Even with 4 players, you don't need more than 3 by 3 feet. The rules are simple enough that an experienced 7-year-old could understand them, but the logic puzzle, especially indirect connections, and the possibility for analysis paralysis means they may not be good at it. Hate peas when you freeze in making decisions. Grandma joined us for our 4th game of Sherlock Case Connection. We weren't sure how'd she do, because she can be intimidated by some of the games we try to teach her. At the same time, we know she enjoys puzzles a lot. Not only did she pick it up quickly, but she tied Dad for 2nd. Unfortunately, those 8 points fell just shy of the 9 I had for the win. Mum, as usual, finished last. Sherlock Case Connection, as with a lot of licensed games, uses images from the television show instead of art. Unfortunately, the icons, while brightly colored and easy to understand, can get lost. I wish they had an outline or were in a cardboard or something. Because this is an abstract, you don't need to be familiar with the TV show or even Sherlock Holmes at all. On the bright side, the license and price, $23 Canadian, mean this could find its way to bookstores and other retailers to maybe introduce people to modern games. The rules are simple enough to teach easily because the gameplay itself isn't complex. Unfortunately, this means that the experience isn't especially satisfying. You either take what you need, take tokens to trade them in, or take cards just for the sake of fulfilling your turn. The decision to either delay or force a refresh is interesting though. Don't expect a lot of strategy. The cycling of cards and tokens plus luck of the draw rule the game. I'm very thankful that you can rearrange your cards and for universal proof tokens. If you couldn't trade extra tokens to gain one, some turns, even games, could be painful. The idea behind the thread card bonuses in the bottom right is good, but it's easy, especially in your first game to get caught up on going for those when it's better to just quickly reconstruct a lead and move on. You're fully focused on your own puzzle. Because points are kept secret, the end can trigger without you realizing it due to lack of player interaction. This is sudden and can be deflating you because many times you fail to reconstruct a lead due to bad luck rather than your own error. The box is surprisingly large. Maybe they worried a smaller box wouldn't stand out, but this could have been half its size. It'll fit in a backpack just fine, but not a purse. If you enjoy the gameplay, you could replay this endlessly because it is an abstract, as opposed to this publisher's other narrative mysteries. Sherlock Case Connection is a puzzle where you're drafting in a race to finish leads as quickly as possible. It's totally abstract, so if you're looking for something like Lucky Duck Chronicles of Crime series, Crime Sim, or Pocket Detective, maybe just stick with those. This feels closer to a prototype than some other prototypes I've reviewed. Maybe they're hoping that the Sherlock name will be enough, which is disappointing because the idea behind this isn't bad. I think it just needs better graphic design, a way to mitigate card draws, perhaps a spend turn to refresh the entire central area, or work on multiple leads at once. And Yeah, it just needs more overall.